I am a special insect. I am in a special order called butterflies and moths. Now the moths tend to be very drab and kind of ugly. They outnumber us a whole lot. But we're not even going to talk about them. We're just going to talk about the butterflies. I am a butterfly. I am a gorgeous pipevine swallowtail. And if I can turn around, I have 6 legs, and the back 2 legs of mine have little claws on them. They have little feet, and they have little claws on them, and I'll tell you what the little claws do in just a little minute. But right now, I have big old antennae up here, and I'm having to do this because mine got broken off, and I have little balls on the end of them, and they really kind of smell. They smell, and they just kind of, or there is my little antennae. But what makes me very special is I have 4 wings, and my back wings have tails on them. I bet you all didn't know that. I have little tails on the back of my wings, and they just flutter around. Now, my daddy happened to be prettier than me. My daddy has a great big purple butt. He's just real purple, and he just shows it off, and my brothers too. Now, my sisters and myself tend to be a little bit drabber back in our butt, but we're a little bit bigger too, and we do attract those men anyway, no matter how we look. But we are beautiful, and if you could really see me in flight, you would see I have little dots on my wings, but they kind of come off, and it's because the order that I'm in of my butterflies and the moths, the ugly ones, we have scales. I bet you didn't know that. We're made up of all kinds of teeny-weeny scales, just like a fish. Each one of those scales might have color on them. Every one of them, and they're different shapes. Even on my body I have scales. And I know sometimes you heard, if you touch a butterfly, you're going to ruin them scales. That's not so. Those scales, I can fly. Whether you touch my scales or not, they're going to come off anyway, because the older I get, they just keep coming off. But I'm going to keep flying. I don't live a whole long time, but I live long enough to have generations and generations. And I want to just tell you a little bit about how I got here, because it's a very interesting story about when I was little. I was still a butterfly. Now, I started as an egg, just like you did with a mammy and a pappy. I started as an egg. You know, I told you about them hind feet that I had on my back of my 6 legs, my back 2. Well, my mama had little claws on them, and she went up to a special leaf because she used those antennae, and she said, smell, 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 smell. She found a pipevine, and she got her foot, and she scraped, she sniffed, and she said, this is just the right kind of plant I want, because I want that little youngling, once he's hatched out of that egg, I want him to eat that food. So that's where she laid those eggs. And this is where my brothers and my sisters, all we hatched. And we were little bitty, squiggly little. We're just tiny little bitty things. You wouldn't even have recognized us as a caterpillar because we were so little. But you know what? As soon as we got born, and we had our eyes too, but we had big old teeth. I mean, they were little bitty at the beginning. But we started eating those leaves. The underneath side, that was where she laid those eggs, was real tender. And we started eating and eating, and before you knew it, we ate holes in the leaves. And we just kept eating and eating and eating. We were ferocious eaters. We weren't ever called pigs, but we were, you know, just pig. We ate. We ate so much that 4 times we shed our skin because we just outgrew it. And we just shed, and we just got a bigger caterpillar. And so then there reached a time that I said, I remember this. I'm full. I'm anxious to be grown up. I want to be an adult. And I bet you didn't know I can spin silk. I do. You know, those old moths spin silk, and they just wrap themselves up in a cocoon. I don't need a cocoon. I found a special little twig to hook myself up, and I spun me a little sling. It was like a little hammock. And I just spun it, and I said, okay. And I still looked kind of like a caterpillar. But I found my little spot. I spun my silk around me, and I'm hanging upside down. And then while I'm there, I'm kind of formed a J. And I just hung there, and inside, oh, you just can't imagine what's going on inside, because I'm starting to wiggle the last time I want to beat to molt. And I'm wiggling and wiggling and wiggling out of my skin. And I just spin around and get rid of that old hairy skin, although it was velvety. I was black and very velvety. But I got rid of it, and then underneath it is kind of a, well, it's hard. I mean, it's because I'm good in camouflage, not like the monarchs who hang upside down like a Christmas tree ornament. I look like a leaf, so that nobody's going to get me while I'm in this stage. So I'm hard. I'm just like a leaf that no self-respecting bug would want to dare get. And so then I'm there, and inside I go into this dreamy state. Don't remember all about it, but inside there's just so much going on inside of me. I just feel dreamy and wonderful, and I can see color, and I can see all of this. Then I reach a time that I say, okay, I'm ready to be an adult. I had planned, though. I have a trap door down at the end of that leaf-like thing, and I just kicked that out, and I mean, I'm all crunched up. I mean, my wings are all crunched up like this, and I just, and I poop real big, too. And so then I get out, and then I quickly crawl up, and I hang myself real good, because I need to let gravity take place. Then my wings drop down, and the blood starts swishing into my wings and my veins. And so I'm going, ooh, ooh. And then I get up, and I start fluttering this. Ooh, I'm tired. I do that, and then my wings start getting harder, and they get harder, and all of a sudden, I remember, I'm flying. I'm flying. Look how beautiful I am. First thing I want to do is I want to get a little suck of a flower. Some of these, my cousins, like to suck on dung and other rotted fruit. I like those flowers. I like the pipe vine. I just love the flowers. I was looking around, and so I'm sending out some little signals. I'm looking for me a man. And so soon I attract one of these men. And so this is how I got my man, and then I started laying eggs, and I started the process all over again. And so as I fly away, somebody took some pictures of me, and I'm sure you're going to want to see those pictures, and you are welcome to see how beautiful I am as a pipe vine swallowtail butterfly. Thank you very much. You double your tail.
Thank you very much. Next up we have,
So sneeze.
Next we have Nathan and Kathy.
Where is it? Where's your computer?
Yes, we need a
Niece, where's your computer?
where it has been for 2 days.
Could you just tell me?
Thank
Thank you.
More information? Yes, we're just going to have a little bit of a